Hello and welcome back to The Dose. My name is Exonovant, and what you're seeing in the background, ladies and gentlemen, is The Last Guardian. I've been waiting on this game for so long. Everybody has. It's been like, what, 6 or 7 years in development. Finally got it. I did not think this game was ever going to make it to market, but it did. Before I get into my first impressions about this game, I just want to give a shout out to Dormouse O'Trey. Guys, she came in clutch. She got me this as a Christmas present. Not just for myself, but for the channel. And I'm going to be doing some type of coverage for this game. I have no clue yet what type of coverage it's going to be. I know that there is a trophy where you have to go through the game in less than 30 hours. I think it's 30 hours. So maybe I can do a personal play, but try to go through it in that amount of time. And I think there's also one for not dying. So maybe I could try to combine those two into a challenge maybe. Do a personal play. I'm not sure yet. Obviously, right now my heart is set on doing some type of trophy coverage. I don't know if it'll be an RTC or just standard trophies, but there will be some type of coverage for this game, guys. Just give me some time to play it and get a handle on how I think it would best suit the channel to put it up there. But what you're seeing in the background now is my blind run of the game. I've only played this game for about probably 3 hours and a half, maybe 4 hours. I'm doing my best not to compare it to the hype, because a lot of times when these games gets delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and when they finally come out, they never meet expectations. So I try to go into this game not comparing it to the hype. You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to go into this game as is and see what I thought about it. So right off the bat, guys, I love the art style of this game. Of course, we saw all that in the trailers and stuff like that. Nothing's really changed, but it's a beautiful game. You know what I mean? I like the fact that it's somewhat realistic, but it's still got that stylistic feel to it, which is great for a game like this. That means 10 years from now, this game will still look good. You know what I mean? And that's great, because a lot of games age over time because they try to go for the high-end graphics and the realism and stuff like that. And of course, when technology changes, they kind of get left in the dust. You know what I mean? And a game like this looks great 10 years from now. You know, I remember playing Shadow of the Colossus. I played it, oh God, probably 2005, 2006, something like that. And it still looked phenomenal. And I watched a guy play it the other day on YouTube, and it still looked pretty good because of the visual style of the game. I also really like the way they are developing the bond between the boy and the animal. I do really like that. They started off rather slow with it. I'm trying not to give too much of it away, but I finally just got to a point in the game where I can actually give the animal commands and kind of tell it what to do. And you can see that we are starting to gel and mesh together as a team. And to be able to do that with an animal, something that can't talk to you, is pretty phenomenal. We also have to remember too that the boy does not speak like English or anything, right? He speaks some kind of foreign language, and so you don't really know what the boy is saying either, but because of the actions and the tone of his voice, it makes sense. And then you'll see the animal will do exactly kind of what you think you're telling it to do, right? And it does work out pretty well. Now, if you've been following this game, you know that one of the core gameplay components for this game is the puzzle platforming sections between the boy and the animal and how that kind of comes off. So far, it's fine. So far, I haven't seen anything or experienced anything that I've been put off by. Everything, at least all the puzzles and stuff, seem to be intelligently put together, if that makes sense. My only fear is that between now and the end of the game, because I don't know how long the game is, I hope that doesn't draw things out too much. You know what I mean? I hope I don't end up doing the same things for too long repetitively. That was one of the knocks I had against The Last of Us, because I felt like I was always, you know, putting a ladder up or moving a platform like a wooden plank. That seemed to be the running joke in that game. And I hope that they can find more ways to craft the areas so that the boy and the animal can do some stuff that's unique each and every time. And I think if they can do that, I'm not going to have any problem with that part of the game either. Now, I want to get into some negatives I have already about this game. And I kind of feared this when I was watching the trailers. And I remember kind of thinking to myself, man, I think that's going to be a problem. But I also said to myself, well, you know, a lot of times games can look a certain way, but when you play them, they feel different. And I also knew that maybe they were still working out the kinks. It's the control scheme. I don't know what it is. The left thumbstick seems real loose. Like I'll push it and the boy won't move for a good half second, it feels like. Then he moves. By the time he moves, I've stopped pushing the left thumbstick because maybe I'm trying to ease myself up to an edge or something like that. And I find myself dying just because I can't control this little booger. He's everywhere, you know what I mean? And he makes these real wide turns when you try to turn him, and when you jump, he's falling down. And don't get me wrong, the animations are great, right? They're fantastic, but the controls just feel sloppy to me for some reason. Now I may get used to this as the game plays on, and it may not even be an issue, but right now the controls just seem weird to me. And then I also the camera control, the right toggle, that doesn't seem to move fast enough for me. I always feel like it's going a bit too slow. And unless I'm missing something, I don't think you can go into your control scheme and fix any of that stuff. I'm also not a fan of the jump button being, I think it's triangle, and I think like X drops down from platforms. I'm used to, I don't know, maybe it's because I've played a lot of Uncharted and stuff like that. I'm used to O dropping me down from ledges. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but you guys can let me know what you think in terms of the control scheme. That seems to be the only thing at this point that's throwing me off, is the control scheme. Like I said, it's the combination of the right and left thumbsticks and just the button combinations in general. I just feel like the buttons should play differently, right? Like triangle should be X. You see what I'm getting at? And so forth and so on. That seems to be the issue I'm having most with this game. I've only played it for 3 or 4 hours, so you know that might change. But I don't know, guys. I feel like it's a good game. I don't have anything super bad to say about it so far. Now, granted, the storyline could, you know, once I finish the game, I might hate it. You know what I mean? You never know. Or it might be another game like Journey. Might be phenomenal, right? And I'm hoping it gives me that Journey experience. There has been moments where the animal will get hurt and I will walk up to it, and I think you hit O and you can pet it. You know what I mean? And this music starts playing and the animal calms down, and like, you know, that kind of stuff is cool. And I hope they can continue to build on that as the game goes on and on and on. And I think if they do that, the ending will be fantastic. No matter how it ends, because I'll have a true relationship with this animal, and it'll have a relationship with me. And so far, they're doing a great job building it up. I just wish the controls were a little bit tighter, and I wish the buttons could be changed. And if they can be changed, let me know. I went in there and looked, and unless I'm an idiot, I didn't see a way that you could switch them. But if you can, let me know, because I desperately would love to switch my triangle and X button to different positions. So that's it, guys. That's my first impressions. I'm loving it so far. Coverage will be coming. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if there's a specific type of coverage you'd like to see. Either a challenge personal play, maybe a time limit and a no death run, something like that, or just regular trophy coverage, or maybe even an RTC, right? If you get road to completion, you get the trophies and you get kind of a let's play. Let me know what you think, and that'll kind of help me determine what happens next with this game. But there will be some type of coverage for it. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think about The Last Guardian in the comments below. See you in the next one.